Hello everyone, decided to play some Maguss, a precursor to Harry Potter. I mentioned in my previous video that some of the gameplay I saw from the small little clip looked very similar to Maguss. I'm going to show you exactly how it's played in at least this game so that you'll get familiar with how presumably Harry Potter is going to be. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be for certain, but from what I was able to at least see for that little curly Q thing, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my previous Harry Potter video that I talk about. I'll showcase exactly what it looks like here. I'll actually show you live gameplay if things are behaving the way they are in the sense that there's a creature coming up, etc. But I just started the game, and it's a daily dollar rewards. Try your luck. You get to pick a card or you get to spend some money. And I pick a card. Let's see what I get. I get a bean. Alright. We're in luck. There's a creature nearby. Let me first see if I can pick that. Okay. Let's get that creature. A stone. Oh, this guy's going to be tough. I may not be able to win this. If you look in the bottom, I have 3 spells unlocked. There's 10 that's available as you progress in the game. As you see in the bottom, those images are your swipe patterns. For the first one, you go, let's see, you go like, just trying to do it so you can see it. Be like, so it'd be like from the center left up to the top and then down. The second one starts from the bottom right into an M to the left. The third one is you start from the middle, you curve down, and then go up. That should have worked on the screen. By the way, I had 777 subscribers. Not sure why I went down. Please subscribe. I'm going to do a campaign video. I'm going to upload. I was thinking about uploading it today, but I decided to do gameplay today. I'm going to stick to Saturdays being different games. Maybe I'll do a different game every Saturday. What do you guys think? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. So it'll be Gaming Saturday, Subscriber Sunday, MLP Tuesday. Yeah, Subscriber Sunday, My Little Pony Monday, Music Tuesday. Right now I'm uploading individual tracks of Jungle Bots. If you don't know what it is, check out my Jungle Bots playlist. Some really cool music. And then I could leave, well, that won't be forever. Then I could leave Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for Pokemon Go, do yourself, and other things. So that's what I'll do. I'll categorize each. So let's just take care of this guy. Hopefully he didn't go. Now this guy beat me before, and I think my head points might be down. No, I healed. Okay. So quick. See I'm doing the patterns. Then I'll just do a heal. Now I notice that the missile strikes require 2 circles or 2 slots. The other one, which I'll show you, require 1 slot. Now, this guy's tough. Now, he may be able to beat me. I didn't really need a heal, but I don't know. Okay, so I'll try the other one. Now these are small attacks, but they build up over time. See, each attack is different. This one increases the damage. If it hits, it increases the damage the more time you use it. The Bolt one is a bigger amount of damage, but obviously takes 2 slots. There are others that are like a leech spell that will leech health. Oops. No, that's not accepting it. Timer ran out. See, that's part of the game, is like you only have a certain amount of time. You know, as you progress in the game, it obviously gets harder. Isn't it? Okay. Oh. Yeah, I didn't accept the heal. Part of it is because I'm trying not to swipe over the camera, but it's proving quite difficult. Alright. Ooh, it did some damage there. See, now it casted some spells against me, like leech spells and his buffs and debuffs and weaknesses, etc. Okay, come on. Okay, there we go. Ooh, that hurt. Okay. I'm gonna have to do at least a healing spell next time. Let's do that first. Okay. Yeah. See, it's not attacking, but it casts something that leeches hit for me. So I'm gonna have to probably do some more healing next round if I want to survive this. Come on, critical. You can do critical hits. It basically doubles the damage. Okay, let's do 3 healing. And then one of those. Okay. You can also cast things that, if it hits you, damage is done. Drain magic, drain health. There's all kinds of things you can do. Okay, let me do that again because it hit hard. Alright. Now, if you notice in the bottom, right above the hits, there's a charge bar which is like 11 out of 15. You can overheat yourself. Basically, you cast so much that you overheat and you won't be able to cast anything more, and you have to wait until you have a cool off period. So you can't just keep on throwing things. So there's another part of strategy. See, it only went down to 7 out of 15. Now, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm not maxed out yet, but you see it. The enemy's down to 0, so it could cast plenty of things. I need a better healing. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go that route. Ooh, nice critical. If I could do another one of those, I might pull this off. It's gonna be close. Come on, pull off another critical. Not quite. Those healing spells are just not doing the trick. Yeah, see, you're overheated. I can't cast anything more. Unless it's like one, nope. Okay, this is going to be the last ditch after here. I just need one attack. Ooh. Yeah, it's going to be really close. Got it. Oof. So there's my experience. So this is what you do when you get you have your level, the type of creatures, stone union, then the skills that are used, the different types of magic that are involved, coins and gifts. Now, I'll show you the different schools of magic. Now you saw how it's timed and I had to do all of the different patterns. You can actually go in the spellbook, test deck. Now you see each. Now, they're basically how this game goes is you have 10 slots and each slot is a pattern. You see the slots. Now you could put any spell you want in that slot, so that the first swipe, where it's like, you know, arrow pointing down, you could put anything you want in there, so that it could be healing, it could be damage, it could be anything. Now, as you can tell, you don't always necessarily, like when I first played this game, in the early beginning part of it, you didn't see the icon, so you didn't have an image. You had to memorize it, which was probably why they changed it a little bit, so you didn't have to memorize it. But it was difficult. And as you can tell, there are different spells. Deals instant damage but has a power of 50 against creatures by unleashing your inner animal. Deals instant damage to your opponent. This spell power is multiplied by the number of unused spell slots between you and your opponent this cycle. Maximum times 4. Now, that's... I don't really like that because that's kind of ambiguous. Because you don't know if it's really going to pull off. Magic arrows like magic missile, basically. Deals instant damage by firing a harmful bolt of energy at your opponent. Now you see the slots? There's 2 slots, which means you can actually make it powerful, more powerful. This is the sorcery tree, dark arts, leech. Infliction on your opponent that damages them and heals you over several cycles as you leech their life. Now there's just level 1. Cause an infliction on your opponent which will damage them over several cycles. Now as you can tell, the more you use a particular school of magic, the more you can unlock them. Because I've only used sorcery and charms, I'm unable to unlock the charms. Now you have to spend the money that you collect from challenges to unlock these spells, like Poison Cure. Cure reduces all inflictions that are on you by 1 cycle. The next one is Pine Needles. Raise your empower 30% by adding special sting to your spells. Now see, there's actually 10 levels. Let's see, I can't, yeah, okay, like for instance level 10 deals instant damage. The more times it is casted with a duel, the more powerful it is. Solar Spear damages your opponent instantly with energy drawn from the sun itself. That would be like, in Pokemon Go term, it would be like Solar Beam. Let's see what the number 10 here is. Fairy Fire. Prevent your opponent from healing through spells by burning their spirit. That's a tough one. So basically your opponent can't heal. Now, Charms. Transform 20% of the damage you deal to your opponent back to heal you. That's good. And Invocations. Immunity. Cures you of all your debuffs and makes you immune to new ones. Nice. Medusa Gaze. Now, in the Harry Potter Wizards Unite game, you saw the various schools that were on top there, and then the tree. This is a slightly different... It's more of like a linear progression in this game, but from Harry Potter it looks like it's more of a tree progression where you can go down different specifications based on your school. And this is the actual map of the gameplay. Let's see if I can't really... Yeah, I can. Okay, I can do this. Now, it can actually show you... I mean, obviously things are a little too far, but things do move around in this. And there's treasure chests and creatures and items. So as you walk around, you know, like Pokemon Go, you'll be able to experience things. Now, I don't know if it handles same thing like Pokestops or anything. In here, you can craft things. Okay, I actually have a health potion ready. Now, this is where you can get new stuff. That's not what I want to do. Let's see. Shop. Potions, orbs, so recipes. For instance, you could do attention potion, agility. Actually, what's attention? I think one of them draws things to you. Oh, I don't have my brewing's not high enough. Now, when I first played this game, when it first came out, I was actually level 15 or so. So when I reinstalled it, it started off small again. Orbs. Transfer legendary gear. Mint gear, good mint gear. Let's try free open orb. Alright, let's see what comes from it. You get free one periodically. Hey, a hoodie. Alright. And as you can tell, you can actually spend crystals, I think they're called. Get orbs. Luxuries. Alternate spell effects. Yeah, okay, this is where you can get different visuals. Armor illusions, you know, make armor look a certain way. All cool stuff if you're into that kind of thing. Of course, VIP account upgrade. Just like every other app, there's microcurrencies, microtransactions. You can spend money, real monies, on what are these tomes? Survival means always be the tome codifies all the tactics and techniques that define a class. By reading it, you become one with the rogue. Using this tome will shift your class. Okay, so basically you can, once you can choose a different, like I picked the paladin, so you can actually change over. Let's see, weak health potion, great health potion, weak mind potion, weak aroma. Let's see. Attracts low tier creatures towards you for 15 minutes. I don't, I don't even have enough crystals, because I would buy one to show it to you. Let's see, magic dust. Yeah, see where you can spend real monies. Okay, not crystals, but dust. Now yeah, okay, see, found rose water. It was just close enough. I was able to, this shows you the news and the settings. Let me see if we can duel. I'm level 5 now, I could probably duel. I'm probably not going to win because oh wait a minute, let me get out of here. Let me, yeah, let me use this hoodie. Empower. Not only makes you look tough, but will boost your empower too. Alright, now let's take a look at my gear. Now you could actually upgrade the gear, and here's the costs. Let's see. The only thing that's a problem with the game, if you look on the bottom where it's like it's flickering, it's because of the ads. It has ads on the bottom, which I think is kind of ridiculous. The game should just be ad-free and they could just buy stuff. These attributes, basically they're like your stats for the character. Okay, max hit points, your defense bonus, how much damage you could take, concentration. It's your ability to be able to cast a spell regardless of getting hit. There's a reason for that. If you get hit in like any fantasy role-playing game, now if you're going to be a serious Harry Potter player, now I don't know if you're going to have stats like this, but any fantasy RPG, concentration is equivalent to if you're doing a project and suddenly someone comes along and starts poking you in the shoulder saying, hey, can you still keep doing that project, or will you be distracted enough where you stall? Same thing. In order for you to cast something, you need to be focused on it. And no matter what the distraction, you'll be able to complete it. Now, if you get easily distracted, then it'll interrupt it and you won't be able to cast it. Evasion is basically avoiding damage altogether. It's like if someone throws something in, you can dodge real quick. But in this case, it's like being able to dodge energy or attacks. Critical and power. Now it's empower and critical power is specific to this game. Basically, it's typical to how much damage your spells are able to effectively do against the creature. Now, of course, it's countered by how much defense the creature has, but the more empower you have, the more damage you can deal outright. So let's say, it's not the exact number, but let's say you do 23 damage. So every time you cast a particular spell, you do 23 damage. Minus whatever percentage that the creature's defense offers. So let's say, like the rock demon that I fought, let's say it had a mitigation factor of 20%. So normally you give 23 damage, but it has 20% mitigation, so that'd be roughly 4.6 damage that it won't take, rounded up, which would be 5, so you would be only be dealing 18 damage out of that 23. That's a very general way of describing it. And same thing on the opposite. Creature attacks you, and let's say it has 50 damage, is really tough. But your defense is 15, it gets mitigated by that 15. So let's say it's 15% just for sake of numbers. So out of that 50, you only take 42.5 damage, or 42. It depends on where it's rounded up, but you get the point. So the bigger the defense, the less damage, or more damage it's mitigated, and the less damage you actually take. Critical Empower basically is the amount of damage that you occur when you actually hit a critical moment. In Dungeons and Dragons reference, it's like if you get a critical. So let's say your normal power is 23. Now, if you actually hit a critical, more or less, depends on which game you play, but in a lot of times it could be a double damage. So let's say you hit a critical, that 23 is now 46 damage. But that is if it's 100%. Critical Empower is basically how much more added on to your normal damage that you affect. So it's not 100%. So let's say in this case it's not 16 damage. Let's say it's 16%. All right, let's just run it. Let's say it's 20%. So you would hit for 23, then you hit a critical, and within your critical power it gives you 20% bonus. So out of that 20% bonus, that's 4.6 damage added extra. So that 23 now turns into let's round it up to 28 damage. It's still good enough. It's still a decent amount. And the next stat, critical chance, obviously is the percentage. How often will a crit hit every time you attack? And that's a percentage that's every attack. So it's not a cumulative effective, like it doesn't build. So let's just say that's the actual number. Every time you attack, there's a 10% chance, just using that as an arbitrary number, there's a 10% chance that you do critical. So when it hits, all these numbers come into play and you do well, and all the creatures that attack you have the same numbers. Now, obviously, if you played fantasy role-playing games or you've played games like this before, I'm preaching to the choir, you already know this stuff. But this is information geared towards like a pure Pokemon Go player doesn't know numbers, who doesn't know statistics or how to play RPGs. So if you're going to play Harry Potter's Wizard Unite and they have similar game style, that's fruitful, useful knowledge for your future. Now, I don't know if they're going to be doing that. I didn't see any numbers. So it could be that they may have picked the patterns from this game, but not the numerical statistics, or the numerical statistics and data is in the background and not in the foreground. That's for you to decide. Maybe it's just the way that the game, and if it's going to be more like that, it would be kind of like Zelda, Legends of Zelda, where Link's skill is based on your skill, but the items that he gets still helps you out more. And the hidden bonuses in the back of the game, I would actually prefer that, because I don't want to micromanage my stats like that. I would like the character just get stronger based on what I do. It develops, and it would form to my game style. If I like doing a certain school, it would obviously get stronger in that school. So let me get off this flickering screen here. So I thought this would be a good, obviously this is not Harry Potter's Wizard Unite, but this, I feel if you play this game, it'll be a good primer for you to get used to this style. Because even if you look very closely, if you look at the Harry Potter Wizards Unite icon, your avatar icon, looks very similar to this one. So I'm not blowing smoke here. There's some correlation. And I don't think any other YouTuber has even noticed this. I know there's a few people that are going to be doing Harry Potter Wizards Unite YouTube, but I don't think they're going to be as critical or as examinative and insightful on the ins and outs of the actual game as I'm going to be. So yeah, I'm tooting my own horn because these guys are established. I don't know how some of these people get tens of thousands of subscribers, where a lot of their stuff is pretty much regurgitate everything else. But I know no one else is making this correlation or this comparison. So, what can you do for me? Go out there, get people to subscribe to me, get this out, get the word out. Because I'm here doing this for you guys. I'm not doing this for myself. I don't want to play this game, but I'm doing this to show you what it's like and to help you play the game before it even comes out. I'm going to do a duel. Let's see. Yeah, I'm kind of... Yeah, he's already 3 levels ahead of me, but I'll play it. Just to see. Now I'm actually playing against another player. Phantom. Let's see if I have enough time to. Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, he's already. I can already tell he's going to wipe the floor with me. But at least you get to see PvP. This is actual PvP in the moon right now. Yeah, I could tell by the spell that he could probably one-shot me on this. So it's me versus this Phantom person. Yeah, as I said, I'm not going to go out without a fight. Okay. See, sometimes it doesn't register how he's going to heal himself. Yeah, see, he has more hit points now. He's at a higher level. And that spell's going to wipe me out right now, I could tell. Yep, there you go. But you get a chance to see some PvP. You see base score, win streak bonus, enemy win streak bonus, and total score. There you go. There's PvP for you. I'm glad I was able to show this to you. And let's see if there's anything else here. Summary. Just go here. I'll go into empower determines how strong your spells are. And healing. I'll just, instead of me explaining, I'll just go click on each one for you. Here, let me move out of the way. Okay. How likely that cast the spell will hit or miss? It's same principle. Like if you're distracted, you can easily miss your target. Evasion. Oh, critical power. Yep. It's pretty much everything I said here. Let's see. Yep. And of course your hit points. Class Paladin. There are obviously other classes. And these are your, not your schools of magic, partially your schools of magic, but it's your abilities. Like you can increase your brewing. And if you look in the bottom here, unlocks new potion recipes and improved brewing capabilities. Perk, level 1 perk. Tier 1 potions and recipes unlock. Level 5, tier 2. Tonic refill rates slightly improved. So you actually get bonuses as you increase your tiers. Level 50, wow, okay. Well, this game has been out for a while, so it wasn't 50 before. I think it was like 25 last time I played. So you see the tiers of invocation spells, exploration, common chest can be discovered 5% max regeneration per 50 minutes. Unique chests can be discovered, rare chests can be discovered, legendary, max 8. Yeah, so you can see there's different things here. Herbalore, Dark Arts, School of Dark Arts. That sounds very Harry Potterish, isn't it? Sorcery, and the player. You use 1 potion at a time. Blah blah blah. PvP rank duels unlocked. You can see level 10. Level tier creatures, tier 3 creatures, 1 deck slot added. So you can actually increase your actual abilities as you level up as well. Let's see, anything else in here? Now, DU Recorder doesn't actually show if anybody's on here. Actually, yeah, it does. If I click on this, Yeah, okay. So there's the crafts. You go into the cauldron. You gotta do different potions and unlock different recipes. Challenges. Now this is relatively new. You have daily challenges, kind of like daily missions or daily research tasks in Pokemon Go. So here, Samir says, "You must always be one step ahead of all of the evil lurking in shadows. A great gear is a perfect start. Get any piece of equipment from a champion." Elena, I like her eyes. They're kind of really spooky-ish. A great wizard always has a bag full of ingredients. To collect 20 ingredients. Harold. It's kind of like a cool hipster wizard. Harold, Samir and Lana have some tasks for you. They always reward a great effort. And I do too. Complete first and second daily challenges. So you get a reward for doing other rewards. Yeah. Okay. So this is a summary of Maguss, or I call it pre-Harry Potter. I mean, I hate using one game to compare to another, but after the intro, there's a lot of similarities. And sorry if that face freaked you out, but there is a lot of similarities. So play this game, get used to it, and I bet you'll get primed for the game when it's released. Anyways, Wolfpack, catch you later. And I was going to do a PewDiePie You Laugh You Lose competition. I may do that Wednesday or Thursday from his last video. I was going to do that today, but I'm giving it some time. Look at my previous video. If you don't know, if for some odd reason you don't know what happened, basically you've heard of that mosque shooting, that 2 mosque shooting that now over 50 people died from this. And now I'm going to dispel some rumors right away. A lot of people are focusing on it's one guy. No, there's now 3. From what I last heard, there's 3 people involved in this, so it's not just a one-person thing. And it's a manifesto-related shooting, which is always a radicalized hate terrorist attack. Whenever there's something like that, it's usually, now everyone's saying, why call it mass shooting? Why not call it a terrorist attack? I'm going to call it a terrorist attack. It has nothing to do with someone being white or not. I don't know why people are nitpicking about this. People died. It's a serious thing. And the whole thing that really is screwy about this, which I don't quite understand, is that right during the attack, the guy, I'm not going to mention his name, said subscribe to PewDiePie, which was, now PewDiePie, I already mentioned this, he refuted this on Twitter, and I mean, obviously he's distraught over it. He shut down his Reddit and his subreddit to a point where he's not communicating to anybody. And you know what? Good on him. He doesn't need to put up with all the well, because part of the subreddit was the memes. The people are going to be subscribing memes. And think about this. There's going to be plenty of people right after this happening that are going to be submitting all these mosque memes right away, because there's a lot of instances of people, and I'm glad he did that, because it's just something you just don't want to deal with. Because even if he looks at it, people are going to say, see, look, he's not affected by this, he's condoning this. And absolutely not, he's not at all. So he did the absolute right thing. I just wish I could like talk to him and say, hey buddy, it's okay. Crap happens. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with these crazed lunatics who decide to kill somebody. So he's going to be off YouTube for a little while until at least he has something public to say with composure, intact, that won't be off the cuff and something that he may regret saying later on. And that's part of it. Is like, obviously I could go on and say something. Even in the last video that I made, I had to edit that a lot because I started going off. I just ranted and just went to town. But I realized, whoa, a lot of this is insensitive, a lot of this is unnecessary, and a lot of this would be taken way out etc. etc. You get the point. See, a lot of people, and I'm very careful of live streams. Even in live streams, you can tell I'm a little bit different in live streams versus my video for my editing, because I think a little bit more critical on what I say when I'm recording something. But live streams are dangerous. You can say anything at any moment. Boom. Like I could say something, and people are like, oh, you said that word. Guess what? So, fortunately, I'm pretty good with that because I don't normally swear. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just, and I don't use slurs or slangs or anything like that in general. So, chances of me slipping up is very small because I'm just not like that. It doesn't matter if you are or not. Just me personally, I'm just not like that. So, yeah, so give PewDiePie some time. Not that he's hurting financially, he's doing well, of course. But, and I started looking at this, some of this stuff, because some people asked me to take a look at this. And I hope some people watch this video, even though it's a live stream. Now, to get what actually happened and what we're dealing with this, a lot of people are pointing towards 8chan. So, yes, I decided to go to 8chan to look. And, wow. Now, there's a lot of news. Now, I don't listen to the news, especially in the last video, I had a lot of news publications of what's going on about this. And commentary like, oh, a lot of this was stemming from 8chan and 8chan, blah, blah, blah. They kept on mentioning 8chan. And I thought, well, I don't listen to news because it's all fake or slant. I'm not going to call it fake news. I'm just going to, from now on, I'm going to call it slander news. Until they start proving themselves, it's just all news is slander news. There's. I just coined a term. If anybody else copies it, they're copying from me. Slander news. It's all slander news. It rolls off the tongue. So I went on 8chan, and wow, I wound up going to like the political board and some of the extreme stuff, and yeah, I could see they don't hold back. I'm not going to tell you. There's a lot of sub boards. I'll be on a political board. I'm not going to direct you to it because it's just, there's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of, it was scary. I'm just going to say that it was scary and it was raw and it's real and it's very, very, I don't know about how the owners of 8chan are going to deal with this, because it looks bad all around for this. Just, yeah. So I had to get out of there real quick and start looking at some of the other things and other websites and other news articles and other publications, because when I made that video, I started seeing that, you know, everyone's talking about one shooter, but there's more than one shooter. And then a lot of people's like, no, there wasn't. There was just one. You're spouting lies. You're trying to defend this guy. You're trying to defend, PewDiePie. They keep on mentioning PewDiePie, which again, he wasn't even part of this. But they said there's more than one shooter. There's more than one shooter. Like, no, you're full of it. You're full of it. See, I almost said something. And just recently, they said there were 3 shooters. Now, I'm looking at all this stuff, but now, I'm always looking at every angle whenever I see something on the news. And I'm starting to suspect this, and I want you that get a chance to watch this to look elsewhere at what else is going on. Because every time, and I've been noticing there's a pattern forming. Research this and you'll find that what I say is true. Every time there's a shooter where they pinpoint one specific person, even though later on they find out there's more than one person. Later on, they find out there's a doctrine or a radical itinerary, whatever you call it. There's something else that's going on that no one is telling you about. Either some law that's being passed on the side, something that's being considered where they need a distraction. And it's so easy, I'm not going to say to fabricate, but it's so easy to sensationalize a horrific event to the point where it can hide other important events. Like I remember when well, for instance, Article 13. That's one thing that's going to affect everybody that nobody talks about except for YouTubers and the occasional IT person. But it's a huge thing. Way back when, they passed some law about network security or information security that just quietly passed when there was some other shooting that was going on. Now, it got turned away, I believe. I don't actually know fully on that, because once people got off of that one thing, they realized, hey, what are you doing trying to pull this over on us? So those that are into researching conspiracies, and you can't even, people that may watch this video, you cannot even laugh at conspiracy theorists anymore, because a lot of it's becoming true. Anyways, I'll cut this short. I'm actually, how long was this? How long was I on here for? Let's see, the little button. Ooh, I've been on here for 40 minutes. Okay. I don't want to keep on chewing your ear off. I mean, no one's on here right now, but anyone that comes across this video, research this. It's important. And take care. And keep safe. Peace out.